I certainly feel that the effort and understanding that we had with Sage contributed to this massive kind of, it felt like a force field of hope when he was in the hospital. Sage, and again, we didn't make decisions. There was thought. There's not time to process in any kind of like real emotional way that is going to really penetrate, I think. But we did strive to be as in control of those decisions as we could be, and Sage proved to defy expectations in the most severe circumstances. For that reason, it's hard to fully say yes or no, because this is all occurring at a time where Sage could have had a fatal brain hemorrhage at any moment. So you're living with these different levels of risk and understanding of what the condition is. I think that we were left feeling that we did everything that we could, which, as Hannah described earlier, that is a gift that we have. Not feeling the guilt or the confusion definitely removes some of the layers of weight. But I think that this feeling that if you put your all into something, that there's going to be a desirable outcome. I mean, I feel that in grief as well. I feel like I'm still, in small ways, I catch myself constantly working really hard for things to see if the outcome is going to be expected, and it doesn't work or soothe, because it directly contradicts the most important event of our lives. And we carry what happened with Sage and our entire experience together, and it's impossible to convey that fully to anyone who wasn't there to witness it.
I don't think that I feel that way about myself. I think what I struggled with was not that I was trying so hard, but that Sage was losing so much and that he was suffering so much. I think that was what was, that's what I think kind of warped my perspective. You know what I mean? He lost movement, he began to lose sight, he began to lose hearing, he lost the ability to swallow, he just continued losing. And it wasn't necessarily about the amount of effort we were exerting. It was just about how much he, as an infant, as our baby, had to lose. I think that's what I struggled with a lot. I thought there was kind of an edge to suffering, or like an end point, especially for children. Sage was only alive for 3 months, and really in the timeline of everything, so he had every procedure he went through was absolutely life-saving. We had come to like the point where it needed to happen or he would die imminently. So we always opted for the procedures. And it was a deeply thought out and very, very highly conscientious situation where we would be meeting with the NICU staff, and we would have to kind of tell them what we understood and what we were agreeing to. I think the thing that's kind of hard is we didn't let Sage suffer. His life was literally just under 3 months old. So when it was time, when we had that final meeting and we learned that the epilepsy was incurable, and that there was no recourse for treatment, we decided we didn't want him to die having a seizure. We didn't want him to go in that manner. It was really horrific and really awful to endure. But that right hemisphere had been attacked and it was destroyed, which is what we learned. Again, very unexpected and rare, but to be honest with you, it was only a matter of days from that conversation to his passing. So we didn't live, there are families who have children with complex medical needs who are alive for years and years, and we didn't experience that. We had very intense suffering. Our baby, it was hard. When a child is close to death, there's a lot of swelling. There's, his body wasn't the body that I, gave birth to. It had changed dramatically. And that was hard, beyond hard to deal with. But it didn't go on for very long. And so for us, we couldn't have let it. And it's hard because I think that for families of children that have complex medical needs, it can go on. You can extend life. There are things that you can do. And Eric and I never had to really grapple with that. And it's hard for me to even conceive. I mean, we would have wanted Sage for as long as his life could have endured. But unfortunately, his life only endured for 3 months.